I liked X1. I don't know. Oh, it's him that has the stupid. Come here.
I actually didn't mind X1 Sun and Moon after when I got used to the new games with Alpha Sapphire. I was like, okay, I get how it is, and the stories weren't too bad. But then after when I seen Sword and Shield, I was like, I can skip this one.
I know.
It's gonna be hard for me to go back to play Diamond and Pearl and Black and White, you know, because I missed it. It's like one of those things that will be kind of hard to go back, but I think I'll be fine playing it because I
Is he
enjoy
coming?
Pokemon
Is he
games.
going after them?
Yeah.
Shit.
He's kind of a dick.
Shit. But he's not even.
He's like one of those guys. He's like one of those guys that's like he's fighting someone, and he's like, oh no, I'm not. I'm gonna go after those guys.
He's not the one I want to kill though. It's this one right here. Come on.
You know what I mean? He's like one of those type of guys where like in the middle of a battle, he just goes and just picks on somebody weaker. He's going after him again.
I know he is. I know he is.
Stuffy nose.
It's just this. He's not the one I want to kill. It's him over there.
So yeah, the whole thing where like your first game in a series will be your favorite is usually correct.
Yeah.
Unless if your first one in a series was the bad one,
Yeah.
sometimes it will be the second one or third one that will end up being your new favorite. Which doesn't happen too often. Sometimes you'll end up liking the shitty one better than the better one because it was your first one.
Okay. He's knocked out. Go.
With Uncharted, I don't know. I played all the Uncharted, I still don't know which one's my favorite.
I like 2. I'll have to say 2 is one of my favorites.
I liked them all. I never really thought of which one's the best. You know?
The best, yeah.
Like which one I liked the best. I never thought about that.
There's something about 2 I liked, and I don't know what it is.
You know, with your things like Man and Eden, Until Dawn, all that stuff, I think out of the Dark Anthology or whatever they're calling themselves, I think I ended up liking Man and Eden more because it was the first one we played. Because Until Dawn was slow, and we tried playing it at a time we weren't used to
Watching stuff.
like entertaining ourselves like when we're bored, and that's why like when I tried Outlast or we tried Dark Souls, it didn't last long. We just scrapped it, you know.
Fine. Come on.
So when we got better at commentating and whatnot, then we came back to the stuff, and it ended up being a better experience. But I think that one ended up being the better one. Out of Heavy Rain and all those ones, which
no!
Your stuff's dying. Whoa. You took out 10 of your reds.
Fine then.
We'll be back.
I lost. He killed some. Oh no, he's too heavy. He's on top of my.
What is he on top of?
He's on top of my treasure.
Do you not have enough Pikmin to pick him up?
No. Oh, he pushed him out. Pushed him out of the way. Okay, here we go. It got pushed. So I'm going to see if 11's enough. You know what I mean? If not, then I can just come back some other time.
So you need the claw.
If not, I can come back some other time and I can, you know, get the ones I missed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like I can.
So you're just getting these 2 things?
Yeah. Well, that's all I need. But if there is a time when I need more than 11 blue Pikmin, I'm gonna have to come back to this area. I don't care. He's dead.
So basically, why we start talking about Pokemon though, right, is because it was giving an example of like the first game you like ends up being your liked one. So, and that kind of went off of why people like different genres of games. Basically, like also kind of like what they grew up with. You kind of get a bias, and that's how you end up liking games or not liking games based on kind of what you grew up with. Or sometimes you never played a genre, then you play it, and you're like, I never knew this genre, and I like it now.
In the very beginning, I did not like. I didn't like turn-based. I didn't like it. I
was used to it because of Superstar Saga.
It's funny, even with Superstar Saga, I still didn't like turn-based.
Yeah.
I did not like turn-based.
It was hard for it. The only RPG I really were like the Mario RPGs I could really get into.
But
and then after a while I started trying like Kingdom Hearts and other things. I started being able to get into other RPGs because it's like, yeah, RPGs aren't too bad. It's just
It just something. It was just something. About
I mean, there's
it
other
couldn't
RPGs I did too before between Mario RPGs and Kingdom Hearts, but I usually can't think of them.
It was just something about it I just couldn't get into. I
Like
don't
the
know what it
leveling,
was.
the grinding, and all that stuff. I think that was part of it for me.
I think.
Because with like those other ones, you don't have to grind or farm too much, and
think it
spend
was.
too much time.
I think it was me trying to not level them up, but more. I didn't know how to do it. You know what I mean?
That's part of the reason too. Because
I wasn't very talented at
like
those type of things.
you have to learn kind of how to do it, right?
You have to be good. You have to start learning how to what you to do, how to level.
And
things
now
up, how to
people,
actually
because like
take time.
the Paper Marios are so easy, like anyone can beat them. Like people call them baby RPGs because the reason why is because it's so easy. It could be like somebody's first. It could be somebody's first RPG.
They have done a lot easier.
It could be somebody's first RPGs to try to get them into RPGs because you play like any of the new Paper Marios. They're honestly
dude,
like you don't even have to do any farming because there's not really any XP or anything.
Even the Thousand Year Door was still a difficult game. I try to level myself up to.
If you don't have the
really
right
high
badges
level,
and
but
stuff too in the first Paper Mario,
it
like
just does
it'll
not
be
work,
difficult
yeah.
with some of the bosses. So they were harder. That's why like the new Paper Marios are considered the baby RPGs because it can learn. It's so easy that it can be somebody's first RPG to get them into RPGs, which doesn't mean that they're a bad game. It's just if you're used to RPGs already, you're probably not gonna enjoy it that much. That's the whole thing with that.
Yeah.
But anyways, like with all these topics that we've been talking about, like the different Resident Evils and like the first game you like, and then growing up with different games, and then like stuff like that. If you're used to a game, you won't like other games if they're too easy. Like all of this comes down, like basically, it comes down to like me like saying that like it honestly you can like whatever game you want, but like at the same time,
Did I ever tell you what the first Final Fantasy game I played
like
was?
franchises really do change over time, and sometimes they're not able to like land it right for most people. Like,
Shit!
It seems to happen a lot with different things, like where they try to do a new thing, it flops so bad that they end up not making any more games again. You know, because apparently there's a decent amount of franchises where that's happened to, where like they were doing a game like doing the same thing for a while, they try a new thing and then they just flop and then no more games.
I think that's what happened with Devil May Cry. When Devil May Cry 4 came out, it was like a decade before they made another one.
Yeah.
It was because people didn't like the character, but I liked the character. I didn't think he was that bad. People didn't like it because he was an edgier version of Dante, and then people were said, okay, we'll make another game. We'll give it to another company. We'll give it to another company.
Didn't do.
Then they found out that wow, maybe we should have. Then they made.
We should have just did it ourselves.
And then they made edgy Dante, and people were like, okay, I guess Neo.
I guess it wasn't that bad.
Actually as bad as people thought he was.
It's probably because after getting the really bad game, where people like, okay, maybe it wasn't that bad.
See, because
it gives people perspective, just like, oh, I didn't like this game.
What
Then they
about
get they get an actual bad game, right? And they're like, well, subjectively bad, because I mean, there's some people that will like it, you know, and not think it's bad.
Yeah, what was
So
like,
things are subjectively bad because each person's different. So subjectively, it was subjectively a bad game, and then people are like, oh yeah, I guess the other game wasn't that bad, and then they ended up like.
Because there's just something.
Right.
I think the reason, there was one thing I did not like about DMC. See, Virgil is an evil guy. Okay, he's always been the evil guy. In DMC, he's good, and then he does 180, and it's like, wait,
on his personality.
On his personality, it's like,
wait, what?
In one little level, okay? In one level, you kill the main bad guy, and then Virgil just becomes
I've been bad all
evil.
along.
And it's like, wait a second, I know Virgil's evil, but
the way they did it was just
He just turned evil because there was no more villains anymore.
It was just a flip of a switch.
Well, it's because he thought that there would be no more villains.
That reminds me of Sasuke.
So you actually
without spoilers, that reminds me of Sasuke.
Do you want to know why he thinks that maybe they should?
That's why you should watch Shippuden, because I don't want to spoil things for you, right?
I know.
But at the same time, I want to say things.
Do you actually want to know why he becomes evil? Because he says that there's no more bad guys anymore. Let's rule this city. Let's rule this country, this world together. Because now there's no more bad guys. We could be the kings of this world. And Dante's not like that.
It seems like that's what happens to like a decent amount of good guys, which turn bad is because they get. They want to rule things.
But do you know why Virgil is evil in the beginning? See, Virgil's main goal was not to be the ruler of the world, but to wipe out all of humanity because he hates humans. Because he thinks he's better than the humans because he's part god, part devil, part angel. You know? You know what I mean? He thinks he's better than them. Dante doesn't think like that. He thinks that they're all pretty much the same. We are the same like them.
We aren't the same.
We are the same just like them. The only thing that we need to protect them because we are that strong. You know? But he won't do it for no money though.
You don't get a chalupa.
He won't do it for no money. You know what I mean?
Just me out there. Oh, you don't get a chalupa.
But he won't do it for he won't do it unless you got money involved. You know what I mean? But in all seriousness, though, what other things were we talking about? We're talking about games that we played.
We went on forever about like
games we played first that we like, but
why people don't like certain games. Then like how certain games can be totally different from a franchise, which a lot of people will not go like that's not part of the franchise, because a lot of these conversations went off of me talking about 7.
I can't think. I was thinking because there was a game
your
your
first games in a franchise or series end up being your favorite.
I was gonna say something about that, but I can't remember what I was gonna talk about.
People can like shitty games and be fine. Like it's fine if they like a shitty game because for them it's their favorite game, so let them.
I was thinking about series that got canceled because.
Oh yeah, and then series that like did the same thing forever, and then when they tried to do something different, it just brought them out of like the series just ended.
See, I was just thinking about like series that got ended because people didn't like it, okay?
Because it did so bad.
So,
I mean, I feel like that's why. I mean, like after 6, there wasn't really any Resident Evils for a long time. Like it seemed like a big pause.
So Downpour,
because I think they're like shit. People bought Resident Evil 6.
I don't know if people didn't like.
Like a lot of people bought Resident Evil 6, but then they through the community they heard people going like. They didn't like 6, so like they're okay. So if people didn't like 6 the way that it was too actiony and whatnot, I guess we gotta try to go back to our roots.
See, people didn't like.
And then they saw PT, right? And then they saw us cancel, so they're like, okay, that's what we can do for the next Resident Evil game, because it seems like people like that. So then they took a risk, made it, and then half the community liked it, and then half didn't. So then they're like, shit, how can we get the other people happy? To get people buying Resident Evil games, so then they made the 2 remake. And then there we go, I'm repeating.
People didn't like Downpour, okay? They didn't like it, and I don't know why they didn't like it. I really don't. It felt like a Silent Hill game.
Yeah, I think that's the one that I hear about people not liking.
So that's the reason we haven't had another Silent Hill game in such a long time.
Why didn't people like Downpour?
I don't know, actually. I really don't know. I like Downpour, and I don't know why they didn't. Maybe because there's to get different endings, it's kind of a choice-based thing, you know. Like the very end of the game, you make a choice, and if you blah blah blah, you know, or you just let yourself like die or something like that. You know?
Like it's different choice making than the original.
Yeah.
Where like
if you actually did do something wrong in the game, you got a different ending. But in this one, it was a choice-based thing.
Like you just made the option like leave or stay, that type of thing.
In a sense, yeah. It was kind of like that, yeah. Kind of like how Resident Evil 3 was supposed to be.
Like kill or let them live type
Exactly.
thing.
Yes. Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Like leave, stay, kill, let them live.
Yes. Just like that. You know what I mean? But
Forgive or not forgive.
You know, the first
Revenge or forgiveness.
The first Dark Souls I ever played was Dark Souls 1. Okay,
Didn't you say you liked 3 better?
I liked 3 better. The only reason why I like
first one was kind of clunky.
The only reason why I love 3 more is it's easier. That's it. That's
it's probably because they after the first 2 they kind of got out the clunks.
See, I didn't. The only reason why I like 3 more is because, like I said, it's easier. And
I think I heard other people not liking 2.
And 2 is not made by the same people.
Like I think I heard other than you that like 2 people didn't really care
is
for
not
2.
made by the same people. So when they brought out 2, we're like, this is gonna be awesome. I didn't buy it when 2 came out. I actually bought 3 when closer to when it came out than I did 2. 2, I didn't like it. I did not like it because see, Dark Souls can be difficult, but there's a gimmick to it. You know what I mean? There's something about it that actually causes the enemy to be difficult. It's not because you're level. It's not because it could be because you're level. It could be because of how the enemy
and how you're playing.
The enemy's playing,
if you're used
fighting,
to the game.
And how you're playing.
It's a bunch of things.
But
I think some people speedrun Dark Souls and stuff because they know how to play around and skip
the thing is about Dark Souls 2 though, there are multiple endings too, but in Dark Souls 2 there's only one ending and one boss, and the final boss is like kind of a pushover in a sense, you know. See, it's hard all the way up until you get to the final boss. It's like it's not hard anymore.
See, like with Breath of the Wild, like you see how like speedrunners Breath of the Wild, like because most people will play through the entire game, collect everything to make sure they're very well prepared, even if they're confident that they're good at the game. Like they'll do that, but then the people that like gotten used to the game and like that's why they're speedrunning, is because they're so used to the game, they're confident that they can just, like they do like the shrine, like the shrines to get their powers, like Magnet and all that stuff. Like, you know, and they clip out the stage, but like at the beginning they clip out, so they're always naked. And then they clip into each one, get the things, and then they skip directly to the Bowser's. Ganon's castle, and then they just they know where all the weapons are, so they go into.
I know where most of the good weapons are.
So they go in, take some weapons, then they kill other enemies to get other good weapons, and then they just go through the place after when they got all the weapons they need. They go right to the boss, and then they just kill the boss just like this without ever upgrading their health, without ever getting what they need, because they've played the game so much and gotten it down to like a basically.
Do you know who the hardest boss is?
They basically got it down to a script.